Over the past 2 weeks, the Diaspora Visa crew call to action has been in the public space, and many ardent supporters have been asking questions about the future of the group. We are here tonight to speak to some of the ardent members, supporters, and let, I'm getting old. Anyways, good evening. I'm here this evening with Dr. Rupert Francis, who's going to give us a little insight on what call to action is, what they're about, and what had happened and how we move forward. Uh, this evening show, we will call it. People have been texting me, Dr. Francis. Why people don't text me before the show? Uh, Call to action, the way forward. That's what we're going to call it. Dr. Francis, good evening to you.
Good evening.
How you doing?
I'm not as good as you, my friend.
Well, I'm younger and better looking, so obviously I'm I have to be by default. I'm gonna be better than you, right?
Well, I'm not gonna argue with you about that one.
All right,
I'm not.
because there's nothing for you to argue. The truth is the truth. But Dr. Francis, call to action, and I said call to action group. As you know, I'm fully aware of what it is and what it's about. But for those who are just joining us for the first time and want to know what is call to action, until other members that's supposed to be on the panel tonight, until they get here, can you tell us what is call to action?
Well, call to action. Well, it's been in the news. I want to say thank you very much for inviting us again to speak to the whole issue that we have been having in a very normal fashion and welcoming. I would imagine, especially for those viewers who are call to action. So, what are call to? We started this about a year ago. Uh, when I say we, a number of us, and mainly men, and now that we look back at it, maybe we should have included a lot of women too, because we did, but not in a, we did, but more upfront so that people could see them. And so we have been seeing certain people, for example, in there that were in the group, and we made several protests. And the whole
Hmm.
idea behind call to action was we in the diaspora felt, I mean, we are diasporans, and um, a lot of people had the feeling that we were not doing anything to promote the Jamaican diaspora, and the Jamaican government was, really doing that. That's one of the reasons that we came together. Another reason was to basically hold the government accountable, any government for that matter, accountable for the leadership in the country and what was happening to all people in the country, not just just some persons and not others. Our focus, for example, was on the facilities, on the crime, the corruption, anything that could. We saw where the children had gone loose on the roads, for example, things like that. We wanted to make sure that we get the message to the young people. We support the young people. We give them what they need to stay to get education. In the hospitals, we looked at the hospitals to see if the hospitals were ready to accommodate Jamaicans.
Uh,
We
Dr. Francis, I don't want to cut you, but I get just received a text from somebody. And just for clarification, call to action is it a politically aligned organization?
Good question. It is not. Good question. Because we one of the things that we said we would not introduce politics into the call to action at all. I happen to have been a member of the Labour Party for many years. It's not a secret, and by virtue of what I was doing, I would have been called a traitor. By my friends and so on and so forth. But that's one thing I didn't hear. Yes, I heard it, but not politically. But basically, it's not supposed to be leaning to any political event or any political leanings. Absolutely not. Yes, that's what it's supposed to be.
Okay.
So that's what we have been pushing all along. Yes.
Well, thank you for that, Dr. Francis. I was awaiting um, the other members
I
actually
mean, you should
call
send
us.
a reminder, but it's all right. I can handle. We can. I think. I'm sure we can answer any other questions you can ask. Any questions? Anybody want to ask any questions? By the way, this is the time you can call in, or you can send a question. I'm very willing to answer any questions you want me to answer at all. In the situation.
Uh,
Yes.
that the call to action. I remember about a year or so when you guys when it was I don't know if it's a collective group or you guys are the lead or whoever. I sent a letter to the government of Jamaica, threatening the government about possible protests and all that. And it was one of the loudest nights back then. Um, do you
Well,
think today uh, the concerns and the noise that made. Where is the people today? Because you guys have done several protests. Was those protests that you have done um, voicing your how the echoing the voice of the members of the diaspora? Were they effective?
absolutely effective. And I was the person who sent the letter, by the way. There are other people who have, spoken to me. But just give me a minute. I'm answering one of our members who's supposed to come on. Yes.
Catherine, where you going?
Yes.
Catherine, well, you know, easy, but you're going, you're gone. You better stay with me. Don't run from me. How you doing? Good evening. Nice to see you. Nice to see you. You know, if you come here, people will come on too. Anyways, guys, whoever is here, let me send this out on Facebook as well, so that you guys could like, share, and subscribe to this movement. And I must put a disclaimer out there that the views and opinion of the panelists and even the viewers is not necessarily the views and opinion I
Um,
share.
Dennis,
Yes, sir.
please send the thing to Herb's email WhatsApp from me, please, so you can come on.
I did already, but I could
Herb, Herb Nelson, it's the one with the picture of the land.
I
He said
I
he
um I know I sent it to Mr. Nelson at your request, but let me look and see if I see him right here. That is that. I'm not seeing this name, so probably I didn't send it. Oh man, that's sad. All right, let me. Yeah, man. I actually.
send it again for me, please, Dennis, and to the other person as well, so we can get the show.
Okay, all right. So here we go. I'm gonna send it again, which is the same thing I sent before.
That's fine.
And could you I said let me send it to you so that because the
Send it to
number
me.
that I have
Send
for
it to me on Oh, Sister Jamaica call. Send it to my WhatsApp, please. Send it to my WhatsApp.
okay, all right, because I sent it to Carlos, but apparently
Just send it to me now, please.
all right, I'm sending it to that phone, that number, and do you have so much number? Let me send it to the other numbers. The other numbers. Yes,
One.
guys. Good evening. Thank you very much for being a part of tonight. Tonight is where we will discuss, as Dr. Francis already started to discussing what is call to action, what is about, what is the motive of call to action. Debbie, blessings, man, blessing, Debbie. Nice to have you here with us, and Cahelia. Meeks. I hope I did not chastise your name there. Thank you guys for being a part of us. I just want to share this with you guys that as you could see at the bottom of the screen, that I've been doing a 1,000 backpack drive for the youth in the most affected area, which is Manchester, Centresworth, and Clarendon. And by extension, school, New Hope Primary in Westmoreland. We already shipped off a couple of hundred backpacks, and I still have more to ship. and we'll be doing the distribution. Hopefully, if everything get there, we'll be doing them next week, one day. So we still have the successful backpack drive going for those affected areas. I would like for you guys to just like and share and subscribe to the greatness, because what we're doing here as it relates to the backpack, and Dr. Francis, just allow me because I know we're waiting for other members. What we're doing here is to improve the life and the education of the youth in Jamaica. So this year, what we're doing is the most affected area by Hurricane Beryl. But next year, we're gonna be doing, we will be doing straight across the island. Good evening, Sir Herb. How are you doing?
Just fine. Thank you, Dennis. Sorry I'm running behind here. Part of the honeydew chores that I've had to perform. But that is. But I'm well, Dennis. How are you doing? And greetings to your listeners as well, and to my fellow panelists.
Yes,
I don't see
blessings.
Carlos.
Carlos
Is
might be running a
Carlos
little
in?
bit late. No, he's not here yet. I had sent it to the number that I had for him, but he did apparently.
Okay.
It's not. He's not using that number. I hope Dr. Francis send it out to
Yeah.
him, because I had sent it to share with Dr. Francis for him to do so.
Oh,
So, Mr.
okay.
Nelson,
So have we?
so,
Yeah. Yeah. Go ahead.
yeah, were you asking me a question, sir?
No, I was asking if we are on the air already.
Oh, we've been on. We've been on actually 12 minutes ago. That
12 minutes. Okay, great.
Dr. Francis was defining to the listeners what is call to action and what's the true purpose of call to action. He had cleared that up for us, and we were talking about the way forward. Call to action.
Okay.
And Dr. Francis is muted, so call to action has
It's on
been in
mute.
the news for the past 2 weeks ago, yeah, in the, especially in the social media space, about issues that are concerns from little hiccups that is among the founding members. And
Right.
I'm just wondering, what is the future for call to action? I don't know until Dr. Francis is ready. If you want to tell us what is the
Well,
future.
Dennis, let me say this to you.
Mhm.
In my original consultations with Call to Action Group, we said that somebody has to work towards freeing up all the various programs impacted by corruption. What were
Mhm.
those programs? I'm sure Dr. Francis highlighted education. Carlos will highlight education as well. Healthcare. I'm sure Dr. Francis can highlight healthcare as well. Crime and security for people. We spoke about people, returning residents, visitors. All of these people have been either murdered or harmed by our folks.
Mhm.
And we talked about the impact of corruption on programs. Safer cities in Jamaica, safer towns, safer villages, right? We don't have them because crime is out of control. And we
Mhm.
saw that visited in Jamaica this past weekend when I
Wow.
think eight people died and
At
nine
one
shot.
one location. Yeah, I think that was one of our bloodiest weekend in the history.
Yeah, yes. So we have stepped up now from the shock and awe of 4 or 6 people being killed in one day and in a single family to multiple families and 8 people being killed and 9 being shot and injured. So this cannot continue. This is not the security that your government promises you and fails to deliver on, right?
Mhm.
So when people are asking us if we have gone to the wayside or if we are crying in our soup over, you know, some indiscretions on the part of individuals, no, we're not. We are still here. We're still planning. We're still working out who's going to take up the slack and bringing new people on board for a new, more exciting, more dynamic team made up of lots more women this time. We have one woman and we need some more women. Because women have a tendency to be calm and to be more reserved. And they study and they do a much better job and believe being so we don't have to worry about watching our backs. We just need to worry about execution, funding and execution, right?
Right.
So we're still at the top of our game. We're still working hard to make things work.
Right.
Forced to play a more prominent role, which I will. And that's where we are right now. We are
Mr. Nelson, you're breaking up, sir. We're not hearing you so well. Some of the words that you're putting out there, which we need the people to hear what you're saying, but you are breaking up. So, could you yes, Dr. Francis, are you here with me, sir?
Yes, I am. Yes, I am. I'm here, and I just want to say this: that what Herb described, yes, is that's in totality. But what I want to say is that it's the first time any organization has um, tried to get the Jamaican government accountable for what they're doing, and we spread it out because that's what's happening. So we spread it out. The Jamaican government being accountable. That does not mean politics. It means that all we're saying is, listen to me. Just like how this nine murder thing, that is very unusual. I mean, last year we were talking about 1,300 people. Yes, we're minus a few from the previous year, but it doesn't matter, right? The fact of the matter is, why are so many people dying? Well, if you get back to the root of it, for example, it is because mainly done by young men, right? And I can say also, and many of them are pillion riders on bikes. They come in. So why is it we are mentioned to them, for example? Why is it you're not outlawed pillion drivers in Jamaica? If you do that, they can, and it's an outlaw to drive with a pillion rider, right? Because a man on the bike can't shoot, basically, unless he miss Django. But and what I'm trying to say to you is that if we get that, that's a
Also,
simple.
also, you're saying the government, that's not a bad idea to reduce a bike, a motorcycle to
Yes,
one person per
exactly.
motorcycle. So,
Yes.
so then it becomes illegal to see two persons on a motorcycle. So that then would have what do you call it? Would activate our suspicion
Yes, well,
when we
at least
see two persons.
the
Okay.
police could act. They could do something and say maybe something's gonna go down. Almost every murder on the street right now, you can look. In the past, the guy Shaw who got killed, pillion riders. The guy minute before, pillion riders, pillion riders, pillion riders. Come on, man. When are you gonna learn? When are you gonna, you know what I mean? And if a man does not have a license for a bike, take it away until you can
Hmm.
produce a license and what have you, just like how you take up a car. The fact of the matter is that there are ways and means, and obviously they have supporters, people who help them to do these things. So that's the reason why it was formed. But um and we got nefarious people. Yes, we didn't have any women, which is we did have women in certain areas because we have groups that were there organizing for us, and they had women who were, but we didn't have any women coming up front,
So
literally.
are you implying then, Dr. Francis, that call to action is recruiting members for the group?
Oh, absolutely. We have to. That's why we're here. And the name of this where you advance was the way forward. how
way
do we
forward.
move forward? How do
Okay.
we move forward? That's why we're here.
Okay.
So, we have to
Just give me
start.
an opportunity. Let me highlight some of these people that is here with us. I think
Okay.
I highlight Debbie before and Catherine Griffith. I think I did David Davis. Catherine Alicia Wigan. Wow, what's her name? And
Don't worry, I've heard that name before. That's
yeah,
original Jamaica. Yes,
and
ma'am.
JM Master. I don't know what that means, but anyways, greetings and thank you guys for being a part of tonight's discussion. We are discussing the group Call to Action. Call to Action was a group that sparked one of the first protests. I think it was like an historical event because it has never happened before in front of embassies here in the United States. There's mixed feelings about it, though. Some people think that, the brand Jamaica was tarnished by it, and some people see the goodness or the benefit of it. So we have mixed feelings, but we have no other than the big man. A red shirt, kind of some businesses are going in on red hat. What big man?
Good evening, gentle people. Good evening, Mr. Sutherland.
Good evening.
How you
Dr.
doing?
Frank.
Good
Blessings.
evening, my
Blessings.
brother. Good evening.
Yeah,
Blessings.
Sir Carlos, thank you for being a part of tonight's discussion. But Dr. Francis was telling us what is call to action and what
Yeah,
call to
I think,
action is
I think,
about.
we will go through that, but I wanted to also address the people who are already in call to action and to say thank you for being there. And I mean, we are here and we know a lot of people are asking questions and so on and so forth. But to be quite honest with you, I have never seen a more enthusiastic crowd of persons. And whenever we're there, a lot of people are doing work on the side. Yes, we may not have had any women per se in the team that started it, but I'm telling you, there are lots of major women with lots of opinions about how the way forward, and we are encouraging, our ladies to come forward. Yes.
Dr. Francis, would you just use the opportunity then to say, to tell us, if for persons out there that want to be a part of call to action, you have described what it is and what call to action has done. How could they get an application? How could they be a part of a call to action? What are the procedures?
Well, it depends on what level you want to be in the call to action. In terms of, when I say level, I mean how active you want to be. Some people just want to come to the meeting. Some people just want to support in other ways and so on. But we want to make, we want to make it more business-like, more professional, in any way we can, so that we can avoid any loopholes or any, dropping in any kicking any boulders. So basically, that's what we would like to do to get people. Well, no, how do you reach us? Well, everybody can. Well, Herb is there, myself, and Jamaica Carlos is there. But in my case, my telephone is always available. I can announce it. You can put it in the chat, which is 909-994-2490 is one of them, and 561-809-0855, which is my, in West Palm Beach, Florida. So the point I'm making is you can reach me on those numbers at any time. And I'm on Facebook. We have a Facebook page for the Crime Task Force. And so it's not difficult. And they can reach you,
Yes,
reach you
sir.
and
Yeah,
send them and
and
record.
I will direct them to the source. I at the first protest in Florida, I was there, and I was fortunate enough to meet the man in the red shirt, Sir Carlos, Jamaica Carlos. It was indeed a pleasure meeting you. And to me, I was there, and I think it was a successful protest. I think New York was a successful protest as well. Are you looking forward, Sir Carlos, for more protests? Are we still on as it relates to protests? Are we gonna still organize protests and move forward with call to action in that form?
Yes, I don't think we're gonna stop doing what we are doing. We might do other things. We might improve areas and expand what we're doing. But I don't think we're gonna stop doing what we started.
Yes.
And I'm always here anytime the group need me I'm always here. We're a team together. And when the people, when we have to go to fight for the people, there's no backing down. We're ready. So we're ready. First of all, let me say to the people, I'm sorry. Please forgive us. I'm sorry, people. I know you guys love us. I know you guys believe in us. I know you guys put your trust in us. One man told me that he gave up on Jamaica until he woke up on this group.
Okay.
And we're not going backward. We're going forward.
What's your apology? What's your apology for, though?
No, because of everything happened. It's clear.
Okay.
It's a no-brainer. Everybody can see how they bang up. So, but we're not going backwards. We're going forward. Mistakes made and stuff, human being. So we're gonna go forward, and we wish everybody the best. And the people them who are called us, me feel bad. Cause look how we are do good, and the group mash up. I think no, we're still strong. That's why we're here tonight to make you know, say call to action.
It's
Still
still up
here.
and out. Okay.
Yes, and it's gonna get better. We only can improve and get better from any mistake we make.
I want to ask this question, though, and I'm going to direct this question to Sir Herb Nelson. Call to action. Did Call to Action lose any member, though?
Call to action is bigger and better than it was before. We had up to 9 members before. I think right now we're probably looking at closer to 16, right? And so we transition people off the team, but we transition people onto the team. The team is more international. The team has more people now from Canada and from the UK than we had any at all before, right? So if we are going to help other countries to redesign and to make the global Jamaica diaspora council or association, as they want to name it, more effective, then we need to have some of those folks in those other countries understudy what we do here in the U.S. So we have people who have participated before in the Diaspora Council, Dr. Francis, for instance. And then we have in Jersey, Patrick Becker, who has been a prominent member. Yeah. And I got a call from Kimon Gooden, who was a very prominent member in the past. So we do have the experience on our side. And so we are just trying to redesign and reactivate to avoid any links to the current government that says that the current government is running things, because we know that's not true.
Let me say this too.
We don't want any links.
Go ahead, Dr. Francis. What you have to say?
I want to say that it's very important for you to understand that the people are calling in. Today, for example, people are calling in. I'm calling, people are calling. I mean, when we're talking about and even referring our group to people who want to help us transition, so to speak. Okay? Help us transition. Is it because, and experts too. And we welcome experts. Oh, we had a fiery discussion today, myself and other people. But the fact of the matter is what? That's what it's made of. We have to listen. But we must listen to each other. Because let me make it clear, no man is an island. No man walks alone. Each man's grief is grief to me, and each man's joy my own. A lot of us don't remember that. Right? The only thing my daddy give me, I shall pass through this world but once. What good I can do it now. Do not defer nor neglect, because you'll not pass through this world again. So if people remember those words, even though I don't care who want to write it, we have to look after Jamaica because we love Jamaica, right? But we have to do it in the right way. So that's what I'm saying. The way forward is the right way.
I'm responding to text that I get. Dr. Francis,
Yes.
so the sole purpose of call to action is to hold the government accountable.
Any government accountable. Any
Any
government.
government, or
Any
so it's not limited to a particular, not just this
no,
one.
no. Any
So,
government.
let me ask you this. So Sir Carlos, if and when, if we should have a change of government, you'll be still pump up and ready and vibrant as you are today, standing up for
My,
the people of Jamaica.
my people them know me say they have a piece of 2x4 soaking in oil for my golden on my team. Everybody know me. It should be no backing down. It should be no backing down. Me ask my people say just for this one time, allow me part the perimeter. You can always go vote, but me have to stay on the perimeter with 2x4. Yeah,
Mhm.
because we're supposed to hold PNP, our labor right accountable. That's our duty. That's our duty. Any one of them come in because nobody couldn't promise more than Andrew Honest. No one.
Mhm.
You
Right,
understand?
right, right.
All right.
So, Carlos, do you think that call to action is affecting in getting the news out there that they're holding the government accountable?
Oh yes. Yes. The news is getting out there, and the people are getting energetic, and even Jamaican people are getting the fever also. Come
Okay.
hear people talk, me see videos out there. People are getting more knowledgeable. They are getting strength because the whole meaning behind this call to action, is to go out there and the protest. What the meaning behind our protest to go out there to protest because Jamaica can't protest because people out there kind of scared to protest. So we decided to use our freedom that is given to us up here to go and do the thing for the Jamaicans. So hopefully them can get some strength from what to do as Jamaicans. And one day I'm sure they will. Trust me. Yeah.
Let me just say that Herb has all the details of what we have done because he is the historian, literally, the man who has all the and we map out things, we map out things and we discuss things and so on. But let me make it quite clear. If anyone believes, listen, Carlos is a being modest, and I've never seen him apart from him 2x4. I don't know why I'm so modest tonight. But him know that them man them out there when them see us, them fret. At first they laughed at us. At first they call us the dirty dirty. And I don't
Mhm.
talk business. At first them tie us to the tourist advisory. But let me tell you something. They better understand that. Let me tell you, all the things that they trust, everything, we stood together and we intend to stay together. Okay? And
Okay.
that's the
Th-
basic of it.
Thank
And
you very much for that.
I think her,
Sir Herb Nelson, Dr. Francis has described you as the historian. Can you just share some of the history of call to action, or that and highlight some of the real substance of call to action to the members that are watching?
One of the key areas that, as you know, that we have to fill is most likely having another attorney on the team, right? So when we do our investigations, when we do our reviews, we comment a lot on the things that happen in Jamaica. Like we'll come out with a commentary on the people who got killed and the
Mm-hmm.
prime minister attempt to blame members of the diaspora for that happening. So that didn't make any sense to us, right? If you have a plot that's occurring in the US that's going to result in 8 people dying in Jamaica, somebody knows of the plan. Somebody was listening on some phone. The police sound cell phones all the time. So how comes they didn't pick that up? Was
Mm-hmm.
this because of a lack of direction by the police, not knowing what to do or how to do it? We talk to them all the time about having CIs, developing CIs, confidential informants. And it's a very important aspect of police work. Confidential informants will tell you who wants to attack you, as long as you have them on payroll and you keep them happy. But the bottom line is, other than those things that we do to empower people, to get people talking to us, giving us the inside information and passing it on, right? We also have in the past, as you know, filed certain lawsuits, and we had lawsuits that we planned to file. But like I said, we need a good lead attorney now that can handle some of that stuff, because we're looking not just at Jamaica, but people have asked us to look across the Caribbean. I don't know if we are gonna have the ability to do that just yet, but we're gonna concentrate on Jamaica. We want to look at what is it that is ruining programs in Jamaica, why programs cannot work, why when the Vice President of the United States or anybody else give money to the country to help our young people, why the money goes in some central fund and it doesn't go for the purpose for which intended. So we're going to keep beating the drum on those things. And that's what we've been doing in the past, to let them know that we know you have the money and you have no plan. We spoke out about JFF and the treatment of the women's team and the men's team, right? The fact that the government claimed they gave $4 million towards the World Cup, and the girls them could not even get a business class flight to go on a 15-hour flight to Australia.
So call to action concerned about all those things that you're talking about.
All those things. Yeah, we're going to be very universal, right? We're concerned about why our nurses disappearing, why our teachers are disappearing, and why they can't get an adequate pay raise, and the government giving themselves 200%. We have spoken out on these things all along. And that's what people admire us for. And we intend to keep doing those things and keep the pressure up, keep up the fire.
I know Jamaica Carlos always it's like a daily thing that he highlight the things that goes on in Jamaica, and I must commend you for the work that you're doing, Jamaica Carlos. Just I'm gonna divert a little bit. Tell us a little bit about your take on what transpired in the bloodiest weekend in that we ever have. As a member of the diaspora, that I know, I have not watched a show this week, so I can't tell what your position on it. You want to share with us, where are you with this?
My position on it is sad. Condolences to the family, RIP to the dead. It's sad. This is a dark day. It's a dark day in Jamaica, but this is one of them. And any given day in Jamaica, more than 8 people get dirt right across the island. It's just true, this is just one place. You understand me?
Okay.
Any given day, you hear 4 get Chassa. Sometimes you hear the bloodiest 24 hours in Jamaica. Sometimes you hear the bloodiest weekend. All this game been played. And not to me, crime have to be fixed from the top. People have to trust the police. Now, if the U.S. State Department is saying that Jamaican police are into human trafficking, and if the British ambassador that was at Jamaica did an interview with the Gleaner,
BBC,
and the Gleaner, they did one with the Gleaner,
right,
before he left Jamaica, and said Jamaican politicians are bringing in guns, among other things. Canada and America are witness of what England is saying. How are we going to get through this, my brother? If it's serious, so everything got to fix from the top. They don't have the gun music, advertising murders every day to the youth, hammer it in their head. Music is powerful more than anything else. You understand me? Some people might say, Carlos, what about movies, video game and movies? Look here, if you're watching an horror movie and don't hear no music or no sound in it, you're not gonna get that scared. It's a sound in the horror movie make you get scared. That's how powerful music is. You'll go to a church.
The effect of the sound. The effect of the sound.
Yes, you go to church and sit at the altar, and when altar time come, them know what kind of cards to play to break your heart. You find yourself up there and don't know you get up there, you know. Music is powerful, so man, it's a whole lot of things need to be looked at here, my brother.
I sort of share your sentiment big time with the music. I think that the music in Jamaica is very destructive to our society. I mean, reggae music. We are the founder for reggae music, and reggae music has drive our culture for many years. There was one of them reggae artists that was just released from prison came out wearing a kerchief across the face and all of that. And I heard him saying that that kerchief used to sell for $150. And the fact that he came out of prison, he's such an idol that he came out of prison with it across his face. It started selling for $1,000. That's how these music and these reggae singers are some of the power that they have on the society. You go into a taxi, the little kids them going to a taxi or the little bus that taking them is that type of music that they hear it. And I always said when the gunman going to commit their murder, they're not singing a Whitney Houston song.
No. And the British England, they cannot perform those kind of music in England. England banned those kind of music because England found a relationship between violent music and violent crime. Jamaica, who produce their music on a daily, can't see that. That's why our police have to get a call to the schools. Jamaican police have to carry land gun, you know.
Mm.
To the match.
Sorry, I just want to say I want to support all the FC, but I just want to say that I just want to highlight something.
Go ahead.
That we need a lot of prayers. That's a phrase. I mean, we need it more than that. We need action too. We need a lot of expertise, right? Everybody in Jamaica should now understand that they should come together, put them heart and head in it. No, yes, things are going to happen, yes, but come together, work with the call to action team. That's where I listen. When I listen to calls, the young people need the help, right? Because if you don't treat the youth right, how are you going to expect better? It is these guys who are out there who are not engaged. They are smart. They can use a smartphone to do this, that, and the other. But we have left them to their own devices, and then you hear someone coming in. Listen to me, man. We have so much planning out there, and we need people. We are inviting people to come because that is what is going to save the day.
So be a part of a call to action and join together and build a firm group that we can attack the issues at hand. That's what you're implying, Dr. Francis.
Yes. We need expertise. We need ideas from everywhere. We need support from everywhere. We don't have. Listen.
So you really truly feel so we can scare foreign and do it?
Listen to me, man. Let me tell you something. First of all, if we can stay and send $4.5 billion to Jamaica, what can't we do? What can't we do? We are holding ourselves by all other diasporas, you see? Help them country to grow. We are the only ones that nobody don't want to hear from us. And we have ideas like a bike thing that me tell you about. Could reduce murders by maybe 100 a month.
Let me ask Sir Carlos, and I'm going to ask Sir Herb too, the same question. Sir Carlos, do you think that call to action can stay abroad, protest, call on the government, and be really effective to address the issues and concern in Jamaica?
Man, I'm sure enough of them can't sleep at night. Enough of them can't sleep at night. But you think they're so happy right now because of the little wave you saw, little rough wave. Of course it's effective. It's taking course. You know, it's working. I remember we just start, you know. Remember when the old group, you know, we just start. It's taking course because it's a movement. And the people realize that this movement is real. So when they go to see the same people, that's why you find people who came to Miami, they came to New York, they came to Washington and find themselves. Sorry. Even in Canada, people believe in a movement. People believe it can change. Them in Jamaica know that too. Them feel it. Me see videos, people talk to me. They're feeling the movement. We get calls from Jamaica. People are hurt. People can't sleep because of what they see went on in the movement right here. So it's out there. Them politicians right now, they might jump up happy, thinks that we're gonna sleep. But no, we better than ever. Call to action is still in action, my brother. Very effective.
All right, so me hear you, but I don't know if Sir Herb share the same sentiment. Do you think that call to action can stay abroad and change things? Sir Herb?
Look, I always use the Jews as the prime example. When you have the Jews come together, Israel strive, Israel is successful, right?
Mhm.
Now, if the Jews who number the same as the population of Israel, same amount
Mhm.
of Jews are here in the United States, if they decide that they're going to shut the Netanyahu government down and force Netanyahu out, and he'll end up in jail because he has some criminal convictions before. And his whole thing is to keep killing Palestinians, making excuses, and keep killing Palestinians because once he leave office, he's going to jail. Right? Now, if we can come together, organize, and have the same powerful influence, have money behind us, have educated people who are thinkers, who can do. I look at a blueprint that the vice president's father made for Jamaica, economic improvements, going around on the open internet. And the ideas are just outstanding. But the fact
Mhm.
is, we don't have people in Jamaica that to listen because he didn't have the power to move them. So with a President Harris and those ideas presented, he would have the power to move the needle in Jamaica, right? So if he can gain the power from the economic side for Jamaica to be successful in all the areas that spoke about earlier, education, health, crime, and the other areas, training and development in the industrial areas and stuff like that. They have to stop the corruption. Corruption is robbing our kids of education, robbing our people of good health, robbing of our people of so many things. And
Mhm.
until we can stop it, we won't be able to stop it 100%. But if we can cut it by 70 or 75%, then we'll begin to strive. And until we can do that, we're trapped, you know.
Right.
So we have to work harder in the diaspora to impact the homeland and to get
Mhm.
their attention, right? Either monetarily or otherwise. But we're going to have to get things like the Magnitsky Act working, the Bribery Act working, and all these other acts that the government of the United States has that can bring pressure to bear on these crooked politicians down there.
You
When
know,
we can effect that, it will
right.
work.
I
Right.
want to add one caveat there, Dennis,
Go ahead,
that
Dr.
we
Francis.
need committed diasporans. We need people out there who are willing, not just us few and what have you and whatever. We need people to come in the leadership level to speak, bring and be serious about it, right? And we need them from all over, all stripe. You understand me? We don't care about no politics, right? Because right now in our jurisdictions in the United States, for example, a lot of our folks outnumber the people in there, and yet we don't have one elected official, for example. So what we need to do here is the same as we need to do there. Okay?
Right.
So that
Right.
we can be strong. So what that is what Herb is, the foundation is there.
Mhm.
Jamaica Carlos tells us we have been successful beyond belief, them trembling. But the fact of the matter is if we can get a needle in the haystack and they can rumble, they will do it. So what we have to do? We have to regroup, reform, mobilize, and move forward and show that we are stronger than ever.
Let me just drop a little background in there for persons who just join us and watching and probably hear Jamaican Carlos said, I am sorry. The Jamaica Diaspora had formed their group Call to Action, which claimed to be a very effective movement that had protests across the country in front of embassies to voice the concern of the Jamaican in the diaspora and the Jamaican at home. And so they've been doing that. They've been doing it across the country, and they went to Canada where they have a little difference. And that's why we are here to give them the opportunity to say, nothing, no hap, no love, no loss. They are still up and about, stronger than before, as Herb Nelson would have said. So that is where we are. So we are here to say to the people that they are up and running. That's the message, right, Dr. Francis?
Yes, that's the message we have.
And you're recruiting members as well.
Absolutely, we are recruiting members. We want to go into every jurisdiction, both in the United States, in Canada, and the UK, and we have connections everywhere. And all we need to do is to get the people together to get seriously and organize them. That's what they need. Because I'm telling you this.
You mentioned the UK. You mean you have connection in the UK as well?
Of course, because you have a lot of ex-soldiers over there and all that sort of thing. But listen, I got cussed out for not trying to mobilize harder, literally. But that's all right, because it is well deserved. Because let me say this to you. But the fact of the matter is, though, we need people. You can't stand on the sideline, right, and don't come into the game and expect the game not to hold. You have to be there, and whatever, we have to fix it. No matter what it is, we have to fix it. That's all right.
Dr. Francis, we're almost out of time here. I'm gonna start with Jamaica Carlos to encourage people and tell people of the substance of call to action and encourage people to be a part of it, which would have been your final final statement or closing remark. Please, Sir Carlos, do you want to take it from here? You're muted. You're muted now.
Yeah, gentle people, thank you for listening to us. Thank you for lending us your ear. You know what I mean? And we have a lot of work to do. You guys know it. You guys have a lot of work to do with us. Like you hear Dr. Francis and you hear Herb Nelson saying that we are recruiting people who are ready to work. Like you see, we go out there, we do this. It's not easy, people, but we do this for our country. And there's a lot of work. As Herb told a while ago, it's the best to tell you about the call to action and the history and all that. But we're moving forward. This is the forward movement. We're moving people. We are not going to sit down. The group no mash up. Cause that's one of the main things people are calling me about. Look how we start good. Look how we start good. We are going good. And what happened? The group is not mashed up people. We just have a little, as you can see on social media. So we are not even going back with conversation like that. You all can see the videos are out there. Now we are moving forward with Dr. Francis, Herb, and other members of the group are more energized than ever. And my thing on social media is to help African people. I started out on this social media to help Jamaican people, to speak for the poor, speak for the voiceless. When I came on social media, it was not about the money. It's my brethren, Unstoppable TV, forced me to monetize my page because it's all about the people. Cause now when I meet these beautiful gentlemen, beautiful soul, handsome gentlemen, and their work kind of inspire me and energize me. And they added me to the team with them. And I've been with them, ask them, me not miss one call to action. Me go everywhere, even when it's rough and tough. Me I go for the people. And I'm asking the people, let's go, people. Let's go. Don't give up on us. Let's go. We are still here. Thank you guys so much. Thank you so very much to stay here and listen to us. We are
Thank
here.
you very much, Sir Carlos. Herb Nelson,
Yeah.
call to action is still alive and well, and so I want you to take this opportunity at 2 minutes and tell the people about call to action and how they can be a part of call to action.
The call to action is the committee that is attempting to hold the corrupt members of our Jamaican society, whether they're home or abroad, accountable. The big kahuna is the Global Jamaica Diaspora Council. In Canada, it will be called Global Jamaica Diaspora Association. We are hoping to get that put in place and to name some leadership. We have to look at who's there now and the good work that they have been doing, outstanding work a lot of them been doing, because it it's very high level and high class operation in some places, but in some places it's completely failed. And so we can no longer report anything to the government. We're going to be reporting to ourselves.
Yes.
And so we will do the necessary organizing here in the United States, and we'll help our brothers abroad, UK and Canada, with their organizing. So
Okay.
once we have that organized, we will take some of their top members
Mhm.
to bolster the call to action, because we will be discovering what's needed along the way. And we do the call to action movement to ensure that we have people who can join in the good fight that
Yes,
would
sir.
allow members of our society to survive, whether it's survive because of health care, survive because of education, survive because of crime and security wiping out their communities. We have to get that type of involvement and get our people to be leaders within those communities. And we have to be able to influence them to not give up and to stay the course. So this is who we are and this is what we're about. And we hope that we can get people to volunteer on both fronts. Whether it's a Global Jamaica Diaspora Council, it's a movement, or it's going to be the call to action team. It depends on just how much involvement we're going to have. If we can have oversight in those areas I mentioned, education, in healthcare, and in
Crime. Of course, the
the
crime as
other
well.
areas of crime. Yeah,
Yes, sir.
crime. Yeah, crime and security. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much, guys. I,
So
I want to give a. Go
yeah.
ahead. Go ahead, Sir Abner. Go ahead.
No, we cannot give up on the fight against corruption, because we know that's who's stealing money from all the programs. And that $1.7 trillion that's missing, that are unaccounted for, and where the secretaries in each of the ministries have not reported or tried to balance the books at the end of each fiscal year. That's so wrong.
Yes, sir.
So we have to get the sponsorship and get some money in to get local people in Jamaica motivated and working with us to enter that fight. And that's what we're going to be doing in the near future. So long
Thank you.
term, it's short term and long term.
Thank you very much for that. Dr. Francis, I'm going to give you the final thought on this, but I just want to acknowledge some people that is here with us that has been commenting. I just don't want, I can't call all the names, but I don't want them to think that we don't see them. Debbie is here with us. Kermit, Jojo, EM, Kirk, Larkland, and Beat and Teach, Max, Rami, and all those guys. I just want you guys to just like and share this if you like what's going on, because according to what Dr. Francis is about to tell us right now, is that call to action is a place of action and not a bag of mouth, right, Dr. Francis?
Or did Carlos talk already?
Yes, man, Carlos.
Okay,
Yes.
let me just say this. No. I know young boy calling it. Anyway, let me just say this, that we did something never before done.
Yes.
The diaspora itself faced the Jamaican government and said, we need autonomy. We need to have some say in what happens to us. And we decided to approach it in that way and take away from them the autonomy over us. Now, if everybody, how can we do what we're doing and yet we have no things? People think we want to vote. No, we have not talked about the voting business. We are talking about representing and our ideas and our actions to be considered. That's what we're talking about. We're also talking. Listen, they had a biannual conference, and we had one here. They had it for 3 days. We had it for 1 week. And you must go and look at the outcomes from all of those. And all of us came together and did that. Okay? Ladies and gentlemen out there, I want to thank the people who have been holding on all this time. I want to say to you, do not give up. Do not be dissuaded. Because we are not giving up and we will never give up. Because we know what is important. It is the country of Jamaica. And if we don't look after Jamaicans now, in 10 years, we will not recognize it. I have nothing wrong with Canada. But when I walked into a certain airport in Canada, I never saw any Canadians. Okay, and I'm saying to you, if you want that to happen to Jamaica, continue. You cannot sit on the sideline and expect to score a goal, as Herb would say. You can't do it. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. Do not forget, reach out to us, reach out to Mr. Sutherland, and all of those comments that you have, I'm going to go back and look at them. And if I can respond to you, or you want to ask my number again, 909-994-2490 or 561-809-0855. Please do. We look forward to hearing from you. And thank everybody who has reached out to me to assist me and Herb and all the team to say stay together, work together for the benefit of Jamaica. Thank you, Dennis, for allowing us to come on.
Yes, man. Thank you, Dr. Francis, Herb Nelson, and of course, Jamaica Carlos. We have multiple things happening here, as you guys know, that I'm still on beating the drum, Carlos style, for the 1,000 backpack program. I just saw Paul Miles earlier, who has been a great contributor. I want to thank those guys, Paul. I want to thank Owen Speed. I want to thank all the people that has contributed to this program. I have a donor that donated big time to it. His name, I don't know if we want me to call his name, so I'm gonna probably leave that alone. But we have many people that contributed to the program. The program has been a success. We have our bags on the way to Jamaica. And next week we have 8 schools in the most affected area will be the recipient of the backpacks that you all has donated to. Like, share, and subscribe. I'm very small in the business, but I have big plans and we're doing big things. Blessings to you all, and thank you for being a part of this great move.